Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Deep Cuts Reactions and my name's Greg, and I'm going to go ahead and play something else in the political vein, you might say. So this is Midnight Oil, and they're pretty reliable to be political. And this is on the Oils on Water gig there in Sydney. And I can't get this quite loud enough. I mean, it's Midnight Oil. I want it loud. But anyway, they're doing the song "When the Generals Talk," and I was kind of reading the words and stuff, and it was a little bit amusing to me in a way, simply because the other day our Secretary of War and our President required every general and every admiral in the armed services to all fly to Washington for a little rah-rah pep talk by our Secretary of Defense. It's what he should be. And it was just lame. It was just horribly lame, and he's trying to lay out all these things, that how we're going to run the army, how we're going to run the military now. And the generals and admirals were just sitting there. They were not impressed. And when they heard the idea of deploying troops to U.S. cities, they were appalled. And so I'm sitting here thinking, well, it may be the generals that save our ass because they refuse to do what this dickhead president tells them to do. So, I don't know. The world's a weird place. So anyway, let's listen to Midnight Oil, "When the Generals Talk."
This song is especially for those people who are sitting on the Gold Coast or the Sunshine Coast or the Cannabis Coast or the Cane Coast or the Watch It Disappear Daintree Coast or whatever, and a little concerned about the disappearance of natural things. And I'll introduce Mr. Robert Hurst to sojourn us ever so pleasantly for it. Revealed to those assembled, taken for a ride, taken in his stride. When the generals talk, you better listen to him. When the generals talk, you better do what he said. When the generals talk, you better listen to him. When the generals talk, you better do what he said. Rumor in the rankings, someone talking insurrection. General has a purge. He wants to win election, certain satisfaction. The people are appeased. Long live the revolution. The general's very pleased. When the generals talk, you better listen to him. When the generals talk, you better do what he says. When the generals talk, you better listen to him. When the generals talk, you better do what he says. Seated on the fence, both ears to the ground. The fat cat still push the thin cats around. Sitting on the fence, both ears to the ground. The fat cat still push the thin cats around. Sitting on the fence, both ears to the ground. The fat cat still push the thin cats. Introducing the new All right, diligent supporters of the post office. This is pretty sensational up here, actually, out the back. And I know it's not swimmable in. Oh, hello, a few yachts people. How come you've called your yacht the Lady... There's some people down here who've called their yacht the bloody Lady Di, dead set. I know. You just had a good real estate deal and you're waiting to paint the name over and put something else in it, like Sir Alan Bondet. We understand, we can sympathise. We've got our own non-moving yacht right here in the middle.
That was great. I enjoyed that little soliloquy at the end. That was so cool because, he did take a break in the middle of it to say, what we're against. I mean, here in the U.S., the Republicans suck, okay? And they're doing all these really, really horrible things. But the Democrats are so lame too. I mean, they don't seem to be able to do anything. At least the corporate Democrats that are in power, or even if they're not in a majority, they're still powerful, and they represent the corporate interests for the most part. They don't represent the poor or the underprivileged or anything like that. They say they do, but yeah, they talk a good game. But there's a younger crop of Democrats out there that they're progressives, and yeah, it's a whole different ball game. It's eat the rich, So yeah, I've been pretty enthused about that, but we'll see how things go. Anyway, that was great. It was cool because, unusually enough, Peter Garrett wasn't really, doing a whole lot of the vocals. I mean, certainly not all of it. The drummer was singing a lot, and I thought it was very cool. And, besides which, I just liked the band. I mean, even without, the vocalist, the band is so freaking solid, man. Every one of them. The bass on that was awesome. But anyway, that was fun. I enjoyed that, particularly that little bit with the yacht at the end. So anyway, I'll be back, and hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and all that good stuff. And we will see y'all then. Bye-bye.